and welcome to the Roy Rogers Riders Club.
Thrill again to the thundering hooves and cattle stampedes, barroom brawls, and shootouts of classic Western features and TV shows. Annie Oakley, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, John Wayne, and all their cowboy pals and sidekicks roam the West once more. Heroes never die on ComedyMX Channels. They just ride off into the sunset.
During the 1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River. Virtually beyond the reach of the authorities, the railroads, then pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped at the east bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean.
Critter. I'm sorry this happened to you folks. Help me clear this blockade.
Might a bit late, aren't you, Clem?
Sure am, Judge. Got held up just outside of Soto City.
No, I hope they didn't get anything, Clem.
Well, they didn't get the order, Miss Lady. Everything's here safe and sound.
Uncle Roy, do you want to look at the mail?
Be careful of that, Clem. Can't you read? That says fragile on there. It must be some of that bric-a-brac you ordered,
Well,
honey.
I hope so.
Clem? Feller held you took your gun. What do you look like?
He's about medium height, dark, ordinary looking.
What kind of a horse?
Didn't see none. I was a little scared.
It's too bad he got your gun.
Yeah. Now I got to buy another one.
You lost my gain. I got just a gun for you. Show him old Joe's gun there. Old Joe won't be needing that anymore.
Why not?
He just wasn't quick enough on the draw. You know, Clem, no matter how quick you are, there's always some fellers just a little quicker.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Judge. Nice gun. How much?
Mickey, good price on that. $15. Joe's Whitty can sure use the money, too.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I can only give you 6 now. Make up the difference on the run back.
That's all right. Need any lead?
No, got plenty of that. You know, that holdup sure right on my memory. Clean forgot to tell you they broke into that sales office over in Soto yesterday. The King's boarding place was held up night before last.
You suppose that could have been the same fellow that held you up?
Yeah, I don't know, Judge. Nobody seen it happen. Criminy Anthony, I almost forgot.
Duck Malone's medicine show, music, magic, songs, come on, what?
Well, I hope it's better than the last show we had here.
I hope they put something in that medicine besides colored water this time, too.
Well, it's a mighty fine show. I saw it yesterday in Soto City. Be in Del Rio today and here in Langtry tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a good excuse as any for folks to have a little get-together. Suppose he wants me to take this thing up.
Yeah, Doc Malone said he wants you to pick out a spot for the show, too. Said he needs some planks, some sawhorses. Said he'd pay you for all your trouble.
Yeah, well, he better pay me. Every time a medicine show comes to town, nobody buys my stuff, do they, Letty?
Well, guess better be moving along, folks. Got a lot of lost time to make up. Bye.
Bye, Clem.
Hey, that's a mighty pretty poster. We'll have to tack that up somewhere. Be a good job for Jeff. Where is he?
He and Steve are over at Del Rio.
He's always going somewhere when he wants to do something.
My baby, baby, tell me, darling, that you'll be mine. You will be my baby, baby. We'll have a love divine. I'll spend every moment close to you, close to you, close to you. I'll spend every moment close to you. Yes, that's just what I'll do. Come be my baby, now don't you say maybe, and we'll have a love divine.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Awina, awana, wahoo. Ladies and gentlemen, I was talking to you just then with my mother's tongue. And I said to you both health and prosperity for the rest of your life. Now, folks, I don't claim that Dr. Malone's home remedy can cure everything. But I do say that if you suffer from sciatica, lumbago, aching and swollen joints, if you got disorder of the kidneys, if you got stomach trouble or chest trouble, if you suffer from impediment of the speech, then, my friends, I can cure you. Now, folks, I'm going to have my agents pass through you with some of these bottles. Thank you very much. The price is $1 a bottle.
I'll take a bottle, ma'am.
Well, thank you, sir.
What do you want with that stuff? Well, I've been having a little stomach trouble lately, Jeff, and... Stomach? Sounds more like heart trouble to me. Say, she's sure pretty, isn't she? So a girl finally caught your fancy. Well, it's about time.
Well, if you have as many cattle as you say you have, and they're all prime stock, I'll get some money and meet you at the hotel in a few minutes. Then we'll take a ride out and look them over. That's fine for me. You ran behind that building. Well, where you two hombres been? Del Rio?
Yeah, somebody broke into the bank over there. Didn't get anything, but we were trying to round him up.
Clem said somebody held up a stagecoach. Looks like we got a full-grown crime wave on our hands. Say, maybe one of you better backtrack and escort that medicine show into town.
There goes your chance, Steve. Man, that sounds like good medicine to me. You don't mean the medicine. You mean the gal.
Hey, what's this?
I think Steve's taking a shine to the doc's daughter.
You don't say. Well, they always say the older they are, the harder they fall.
I'll see you later.
Todd, look, I'm just trying to keep you out of trouble, that's all. You've gone bad, boy. Real bad.
All right.
Nag, 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 that's all I hear. That's what drove my brother away. You and your infernal nagging. Let's hitch up the team and get out of this town. I'm sick of it. You should be. If they found out what you've done, you'd be here for a long time, believe me. You go get Kathy and we leave.
Hello, folks.
Howdy.
No,
I saw your show. Enjoyed your singing, Miss Malone.
thank you. I remember seeing you there.
I'm Steve Allison, Texas Ranger. There's been a lot of holdups in this territory, and Judge Roy Bean sent me out to escort into Langtry.
That's very nice of Judge Bean. And of you, Mr. Allison.
Shall we get started?
Howdy, folks. Howdy. Welcome to Langtry. Well, thank you. Oh, say, you must be Judge Roy Bean. That's right, that's me. Well, thank you very much for the escort. Oh, Judge, this is my daughter, Kathleen. My son, Todd. Howdy. This is my deputy, Jeff Taggart. Good spot you picked for the show, Judge. Out of the wind and everything. Yeah, well, we figured that. Doc, you want to step down and walk over to the store with me? Got a little business to tend to before the show starts. Yes, I'd be glad to, sure. Miss Kathleen, you like to come along, too? My niece Letty will sure be glad to see you.
Oh, I'd like to meet her.
Yeah.
Can I give you a hand, Todd?
No, thanks. We got everything worked out to sort of a routine.
Well, if you need anything, just holler.
Sure will. Thanks a lot.
Lady, this is Doc Malone, his daughter Kathleen. It's Letty, my niece.
Very nice to meet you.
How do you do? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, too, Miss Letty.
Thank you. Kathleen, would you like to freshen up while these men talk about business? Yes, I would. The mirror's over there, Kathleen. Thank you.
I got it all figured out, Doc. It comes to exactly $10.50.
Why, Judge, isn't that a little bit steep? Well, we've never paid more than $7, $8 at the most anyplace else.
I got it all right here in black and white. Let's see, there's $2 for labor, 50 cents for rental of the sawhorses and the boards, $2 for taking up the signs, $5 for the license, $2 for my drawing up extra business for you.
Hi. All right, Judge, that sounds fair enough. Oh, is everything all right, son?
Oh, just fine. Just fine. I'm going to need some shells, Judge. 45.
Nice, Judge. 50 cents.
Yeah.
See? Here's your license for operating in Langtry.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Where you headed for next, Doc?
Well, actually, we were headed for California, Judge, but we stop and play towns as we go along.
It'll be a rough trip from here on to California.
Yeah. Well, I'd better be getting along, Judge. I want to get things rolling. Thanks for everything.
Don't mention it.
Bye. Bye, boy. Bye.
That Doc seems like a regular feller. That daughter is a real lady, too. What are you hanging around for? I can escort her home.
I'll wait.
Let's get him traveling from town to town, the way you people in show business do. Well, Papa and Todd like that kind of life, but I'd rather settle down. Have a life of my own. Oh, I'd give anything to go to Dallas or Chicago or St. Louis and see the plays and concerts and eat in those fancy restaurants. Takes a lot of money to travel in that style, Letty. I know. Well, I guess I'll be stuck here for the rest of my life. Well, I think this is beautiful country. So warm and peaceful. Warm, maybe, but it isn't always so peaceful. Letty, tell me about Mr. Allison. Oh, you mean Steve? Well, he's one of the best rangers in the state of Texas. He seems peaceful enough, but he sure can be tough when it comes to law and order. Is he married? Heavens, no. No girl's been able to latch on to him yet. He doesn't stay in one place long enough. Oh.
Boys, I just noticed something here on this map. Every place this medicine show is played, there's been a robbery. Somebody's using this show as a cover-up. They do their dirty work while the show's on. The people are all gathered together.
Pardon me, Kathleen. May I walk you back to your wagon?
Thank you very much.
Bye, Letty.
Bye.
Yes, sir. From the pattern of this thing, it looks like Langtry's to be the next victim.
Well, there wasn't a show going on when the stagecoach was held up.
Nevertheless, I think you and Steve should do some patrolling while that show's on. Steve, you... Where'd Steve go?
He ran with Doc Malone's daughter. I'm afraid he's got it real bad for that girl.
Children, you know, I think that's the beginning of the end of a good Texas Ranger.
Todd, I was watching you when you were looking around that store today. Now, I'm warning you, if there's any funny business in this town, I'm going to turn you into Judge Bean.
Now, don't get your dander up, Pa. I'm not planning nothing.
Well, I wish I could be sure of that. I have half a mind to tell Judge Bean the whole story and have it over with once and for all.
You do, and I'll tell him that you and Kathleen are just as guilty as I am. Now, you wouldn't do that to Kathleen, would you, Pa?
you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, matter of fact, folks, you just listened to one of the finest guitar players in the whole wide world. That man has appeared before all of the crowned heads, all of the death heads, and all of the bald heads. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the star of our show, my talented daughter, Miss Kathleen Malone.
I wanted to be my baby, baby. Tell me, darling.
I just thought of something I intended to do. You keep an eye open, don't let anybody that leaves.
Baby, baby, I'll be your clinging vine. I'll spend every moment close to you, close to you, close to you. I'll spend every moment close to you.
Notice anything?
That's just
Not
what
so
I'll
far.
do.
Where's Steve?
He's out patrolling.
I'll go get my gun and take over. You go on down and join Lenny.
Right.
I'll spend every moment close to you, close to you, close to you. I'll spend every moment close to you. Yes, that's just what I'll do. Be my baby, baby. Tell me that will be mine. You will be my baby.
You stay here. What happened, Judge?
Now it's me they're trying to rob. You go out the rear and I'll go out the front. I'm going to try to rob now. Come on. Didn't hear any horses go by. You couldn't have gotten too far. Here, hurry ahead. He went this way.
Yes, that's just what I'll do. I want you to be my baby, baby. Tell me, darling, that will be mine. You will be my baby, baby. We'll have a love divine. Come be my baby, now don't you say maybe, and you'll have a love divine.
Never mind. Go get Dad.
Dad, come here quickly.
Well, what's the matter? Oh, Todd. Todd, you're hurt bad. Bad enough. I've got a bullet in me. You've got to get out.
Ah, Todd, you're a fool. You've done it to yourself now. Everybody knows that you're in town. They'll be looking for you.
They don't know I did it.
Bet they will. The minute they see you wounded.
That'll be taken care of. Just get this bullet out of me.
Daddy, Todd, what happened?
I tried to steal some money and got shot. That's what happened. Get this bullet out of me.
Get my bag, Kathy, then you'll have to help me with this, too. Thank you.
Did you find a thief?
No lie.
He didn't leave town, I'm sure of that. And I've looked every place, even the chicken coops.
I just don't see how...
What's the matter, Uncle Russ?
See, Todd Malone wasn't there, was he?
You think he could have something to do with it? Now, wait a minute, Jeff. That's a hard thing to say. I'm not talking about Doc and the girl. But what about Todd?
Todd was over at the show.
Something funny going on here. Every time there's been a robbery, this medicine show's been close by.
Oh, Uncle Roy, those people wouldn't rob a flea. They're too nice.
Howdy, Judge. Can I get some supplies?
What kind of supplies can he get you?
Oh, a couple yards of muslin and some turpentine.
Turpentine.
Yeah, one of the horses got a burr in his throat.
Oh, well, that ought to take care of it. Yes, turpentine.
Thank you.
Muzzle's right over here. You've got this little piece left. That'd be enough.
Oh, that ought to be enough. How much?
Turpentine will be 15 cents. The muzzle 10 cents.
Right. Oh, I hope you catch that thief that tried to rob you. So long.
Bye.
Well, I guess that proves Todd
identifies he wore his gun on the right side. Now he's wearing it on the left side.
He's up to something. Come on.
What are you up to, Judge? You stay here. You come with me, Jeff. Yeah, Judge, we got a long way to go. You're leaving kind of sudden, aren't you? Miss Kathleen, Letty and Steve's going to be mighty disappointed you didn't tell them goodbye.
Well, I'm sorry. I should have thought about that. I'll tell them goodbye right now.
Doc, I'd like to lay in a little supply of that medicine of yours. Well, just how many cases do you think you'd need, brother? Well, let's see. There'll be a little run on it now. The show's been in town. Say about 30 bottles. 30 bottles, brother? I got 30 bottles right here in the wagon.
I've come to say goodbye to both of you. I'm awfully sorry to see you leave, Kathleen.
So am I, Kathleen.
And I hate to leave.
I'll carry him into the store for you, Judge. You just leave that on the porch, Doc. I'll take it in later.
I'll pay it now, Judge.
How much do you owe you for that medicine? Let's see. You get a discount. That'll be $15. After now, I'll make you a sporting proposition. Since I missed that varmint I shot at, I figure I need a little rifle practice.
What do you mean?
Double or nothing, and I can hit every O in that sign on your wagon.
No, you can't do that.
That's all I wanted to know. All right, get down off that seat.
Nothing wrong?
Take this man's gun, put him under arrest, Jeff. All right, you in there. Come on that wagon. Here he is, Ed. Come on there.
Twins.
No wonder no one could catch him. They had the perfect alibi.
I don't know whether you're Will or Todd. You're both in this together. You're charged with highway robbery, assault, and burglary. Now I'm holding you without bail until I turn you over to the custody of the marshal of Soto City. Lock him up, Jeff.
Let's go, you two.
Judge Kathleen knew absolutely nothing about this. I had an argument with Will several weeks ago, and he left us. He must have been tagging along wherever we went. You know, I knew that Todd was doing something wrong. I tried to talk to him like any father would, but, Doc, it's a sentence of this court that both you and your daughter be allowed to proceed on your journey in order Steve Allison to escort you to your next stop.
That'd be a real pleasure, Judge. Thank you.
Bring your show back to Langtry anytime you feel like it.
Judge, thanks a million for everything. Goodbye, dear.
Bye.
Bye.
I can hear every steer, the sound of the thundering herd. It's so real, I can feel the warmth of a friendly word. So I know I must go to the land of the Pecos. There to stay, till I die. Take me home to the land of the Pecos. That stream, let me dream neath the sky. This old heart keeps on beating, repeating on echoes of the brave and the bold riders.
1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River. Virtually beyond the reach of the authorities, the railroad, in pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped at the east bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean.
Shirts for you, Jeff. It'll probably take about 3 weeks.
Thanks a lot, lady. I sure appreciate it.
Howdy home, ain't you, Jeff?
Yes, Judge.
You go by right by old Uncle Bart. You mind dropping off this mail? Save me a trip, and I'd sure appreciate it, son.
I guess not. Might even give me a chance to see what the old coot's been doing lately. He stays closer to his hole than a prairie dog with a nightmare.
Is that true about him being a tight biscuit, Uncle Roy?
It sure is. You know, all I've ever heard him say is how much and too high.
See you tomorrow, Judge.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye.
See you guys. Blackjack.
Uncle Bud.
I was just reading how you broke out. I guess they know now that there's no jail can hold Blackjack.
Guess you didn't believe them. Else you would have deposited that money at El Paso, like you were supposed to.
What are you talking about? You know I wouldn't double-cross you.
I believe you double-crossed your grandmother.
Well, it's just that stuff was too hot. Too easy to recognize. You know, it takes time to dispose of merchandise like that.
Time enough for them to hang me, you thought.
Oh, no, nothing like that. Now, don't you worry, Jack. You will get everything that's coming to you.
So will you. Right now.
Who was it?
Jack.
Blackjack catch him? Why'd you do it?
Hey. What do you think about this Blackjack? They say that whenever he'd make a mistake, he'd get so mad that he'd take his fist, beat himself on the head with it.
He must be crazy.
It's too bad he didn't use a rock or a hammer. Save the state of Texas a lot of time and trouble chasing him.
Now, what are you tearing that out for?
There's a list of the haul on that last CNS robbery. Never know when them things are going to come in handy. I'll save them all.
You'll never get a chance to check that, Uncle Roy.
Judge! Oh, Judge! Look.
What's the matter?
Who is it?
Bart Rollins.
What happened?
Somebody shot him just before I got to his ranch.
Any idea who it was?
Yeah, he told me just before he died. It was Blackjack.
Blackjack catch him?
What'll we do, Judge?
Well, take care of the body first. We'll hold an inquest later. Come on, let's get him on. Bob, give us a hand here, will you?
Lying right here when I found him. Blackjack was kneeling over. When he saw me, he fired a couple shots, and he took off that way.
all about this, Jeff.
I know. Why would he want to kill Bart? Man who never heard of flying.
And he never did a lick of work in all the time I knew him.
What are you getting at?
He never grew anything on this ranch, never ran any cattle. How'd he live?
Maybe it has something to do with those trips he was always taking.
Yeah, it could be. He used to be gone for weeks at a time, never tell anybody why or where he'd been.
I'd sure like to get a look inside.
Yeah.
You're not still using that old beat-up search warrant.
Never hurts to be prepared. Always like to do things nice and legal.
Legal. You used it 1,000 times, you never even filled it out.
Technicality. I enforce the spirit of the law, not the letter. Come on, let's look at that.
Pardon, miss.
Oh,
Did I startle you?
just a little.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm just a little jumpy.
Reverend Walter Cable. I'm looking for my uncle, Bartell Rollins.
Bart Rollins? I knew him.
Knew him? What do you mean by that?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, Reverend Cable. But Bart Rollins is dead.
Dead? When he wrote, he said he was in perfect health.
Yes, I imagine he was in perfect health. Somebody shot him.
Somebody shot Bart Rollins? Do you know who did it?
Well, no, I don't know anything about it.
Well, I'll have to find out somehow. Could you tell me how to find his ranch?
You can take the road right over there, to the left.
Thank you for the information, miss.
Reverend Cable, I hope you don't mind if I say something.
Not at all. What is it?
It just doesn't look right, seeing a preacher with a gun.
Maybe not. But there are times when evil must be met with force. This might be one of them. Goodbye, miss.
Nothing in the kitchen.
Nothing in here either. Not even a scrap of paper. It's mighty curious.
Why?
Why? Well, a man with nothing to hide wouldn't be so careful.
Bart must have got some money from somewhere. They don't give this kind of stuff away. Look at those paintings.
Well, we're not getting anywhere here, Jen. Might as well go home. Close the door, Jen.
Stand where you are. Now, get over there.
She's done, Jen. Now, mister, you do some explaining.
Certainly. I'm the Reverend Walter Cable.
The minister?
I came from El Paso to visit my uncle. I found you two going through his house.
You a nephew of Bart Rollins?
I haven't seen him since I was a boy, but being as the last bit of family I know of, I decided to...
Judge Bean, law around here. This is my deputy, Jeff Taggart.
We're here on a business.
With my uncle?
Well, in a way. See, Reverend, your uncle was killed.
I know. When did it happen?
Happened last night. How'd you know?
I heard in town when I stopped to find where he lived.
Blackjack Ketchum killed him.
Blackjack Ketchum, the train robber?
That's the man.
I'd like to arrange services. Could you tell me where they took him?
We'll ride over with you. He's over at Langtry.
Thanks. Now that we understand each other, may I have my gun?
Give me the gun, Jack.
Thank you.
Come on, Jack.
Bartell Rollins died a lonely man, far from the place of his birth, far from family, from friends. Not a bad man, but a misunderstood man. Essentially, a good man.
Judge Bean?
The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away.
I gotta talk to you.
After the services.
Soul, into your keeping we commend the spirit of my uncle. Amen.
It was a very nice service.
Thank you.
What for?
Wasn't I the undertaker? It was simple and nice the way it should be.
Now, what do you want, mister?
I'm Will Brock, guard captain at the state prison.
Same place Blackjack broke out?
That's right. That's why I'm here. He escaped on my ship, so I asked for leave to come after him.
Did you expect to bring him in alone?
I got a partner joining me. He ought to be here by now.
What made you think he'd come this way?
First, he gave me a tip. He thought he'd be down here to see Uncle Bart.
That was some tip.
Yeah?
You're a little late. We just buried Uncle Bart. Blackjack shot him.
Shot him? If he'd gotten here sooner, I might have saved him.
Those things happen. You can't blame yourself for it.
Reverend Cable told us your name.
Who?
Reverend Cable, the minister. Bart Rollins was his uncle.
Ah. Where's he from?
From the east somewhere.
And you folks never saw him before yesterday.
Not until yesterday. He showed up his uncle's place.
I see.
What are you getting at?
If you take a good look at your reverend friend, you might notice he's a dead ringer for Blackjack Ketchum.
Now, don't drop this one.
Don't worry, I won't. You've got to admit it looks funny, Judge.
Yeah, that it does.
Blackjack escapes and shoots Bart. Then this minister shows up, claims to be his nephew. I think he's a phony.
Well, I don't.
Why not?
I just know. I can tell. It's woman's intuition.
Woman's intuition.
I think we can be pretty sure of one thing. One of our friends is a phony. But which one?
That's easy enough to find out. Tap the state penitentiary and check on Brock's story.
Maybe, maybe not. Meantime, I could telegraph Steve over at Rangers headquarters and have him check Bart.
And the minister.
I'd give a lot if I could figure out just which one of them is Blackjack Ketchum.
Blackjack?
My job? You happen to have a key to this place?
No, I don't. You think Blackjack may be back?
No, he's too smart for that. But I thought I might find a clue in there. Come on with me.
Well, I really don't have time. I'm on my way to the railhead.
What are you going to do? Send a telegram?
What made you say that?
You'd be fools not to check on my credentials.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
It's all right with me. We need the full cooperation of both of you. Taking Blackjack in is no one-man job.
Well, don't you worry. We'll help you. Well, I hope you find your clue. I'll see you later.
He ought to be getting back by now.
Afraid these telegrams put a crimp in your woman's intuition, Letty.
What do you mean?
Brock's on the level.
Guard Captain Will Brock on detached service to hunt blackjack.
Well, that doesn't prove anything.
Even after credentials he showed us? Come on, Letty, even you have to admit now that your minister's a phony.
Well, I'll be a cross-eyed coyote.
What's the matter, Uncle Roy?
Take a look at Steve's telegram. Our dear Uncle Bart's suspected to be in a fence.
Fence?
Yeah, it's a dealer in stolen property.
So that's why he was always by himself, and he took all those trips out of the country without telling anybody where he was going.
Hey, that could explain why Blackjack killed him.
How's that, Uncle Roy?
I suppose Uncle Bart thought Blackjack was going to be hanged. He held out on him. When Blackjack escaped jail, poor Uncle Bart got the shock of his life.
I just had a crazy idea, Judge.
What's that?
Suppose you escaped jail and murdered a fence. What'd make you stick around?
Yeah, there ought to be something mighty important.
The loot the fence held out on me.
Just right, Uncle Roy.
Yeah. I'd find it as quick as I could, too.
But he hasn't already found it. Blackjack may be at Uncle Bart's right now.
Hey, that's right. Let's pay him a call. Here, honey. We'll be back for supper.
You two be careful.
Don't you worry about us.
I'll take that. Looks like the end of the trail, Blackjack.
Blackjack? I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm no more blackjack than you are.
Watch it. It looks like it's all hid.
What do you mean?
The halt in the last Colorado and Southern train robbery.
I don't know anything about that.
If you don't, who does? Don't try anything funny. I'd just as soon see you brought in dead as alive. Get back where you were.
Raise them high, Blackjack.
So you finally decided to be sensible. Good.
There's not much choice. Hello, Judge. We got him. Me and my partner here. Didn't exactly need your help, but it was handy to know you were around.
Won't anyone listen to reason? I am an ordained minister.
You should have seen this ordained minister twisting that secret dial over there. And, coming up with this.
I can explain that.
Here.
You recognize any of it?
Yeah. Checks the list of that CNS robbery, all right.
Now we know why Bart was killed.
Yeah, looks that way, all right.
Well, if you don't mind, Judge, I guess we're getting along. We've got a nice, cool cell up at the state pen for this fella.
Well, now, it's not quite that simple.
Why not?
He's committed a murder here in this county. We'll have to hold him here until the state decides who gets him first.
Well, that's the way it is.
That's the law. Yeah. Show him where we found the body.
He's on the porch. Come on out.
Sure.
Found the body right here. Blackjack rode out that way.
in session. Judge Roy Bean presiding. Case before the court, the indictment of Blackjack Ketchum for the murder of Bartell E. Rollins, better known as Uncle Bart.
Now what are you looking for?
I'm looking for a blank for an indictment. Always carry one just in case of emergency.
That sounds like a good idea.
Oh, here it is. Now, this court's familiar with the evidence in this case. Has the prisoner any statement he wishes to make?
Yes, I have. I've told you the truth. I am the Reverend Walter Cable. I came here to visit my uncle.
Why?
To avoid a family scandal. You see, I found out a little while back how he made his living. Fencing stolen property.
Go on.
As a man of the church, I hoped to persuade him to quit before he was caught, before he brought disgrace upon our family.
I suppose somebody else had killed him.
That's right. How did you know?
Because I've heard that same story from a dozen other murderers.
Ask him how he knew about that safe hidden in the fireplace.
I got a letter from my uncle to be opened in case of his death. Here it is. In it are directions on how to find the safe and the combination.
What do you plan on doing with the stolen property?
Why, return it, of course, and hope to persuade them to keep my uncle's name out of it. You believe that, don't you? You've got to believe that.
Anyone else got any questions to ask? This prisoner is indicted for murder. Remanded to the custody of this court. Be tried at a later date. Court's adjourned.
Well, I guess that about winds it up. I ought to be on my way.
You mind coming in the house with me for a minute?
Sure.
You mind signing this indictment?
Oh, yeah.
It's law.
Sure. There you are.
Another thing.
Yeah, what's that?
Did you know there's a $3,000 reward for capturing Blackjack?
Is that so?
I carry an application for rewards with me just in case of emergencies. You caught him. Guess you're entitled to
I
it.
guess I am.
Sign it right there.
Hey, what's the idea?
Yes, you're not Blackjack. You are.
Come on, Sam.
Sam? That's right. I'm Blackjack's brother, Sam Ketchum.
All right, you polecats, you made your try, now get up. Hey, Reverend, for a minister, you pay quite a wash.
Time for a man who has to. You know, Judge, you're quite an actor.
What do you mean?
Why, he had me convinced that I was as good as convicted and hanged. And all the time he was doing it just to leave this Brock on.
That's just one of my Uncle Roy's little tricks.
Well, goodbye, Judge.
Bye, partner. Now you come see us again.
You know, there's one thing I don't understand, Uncle Roy. How did you know that Brock wasn't really Brock?
He sure fooled me.
Well, it was his signing that reward application that gave him away. Anybody knows that a real prison guard's not allowed to accept reward money.
Oh, I see. You know, actually, this case could have been solved a whole lot easier.
How's that, honey?
Well, all you had to do was follow a woman's intuition.
Woman's intuition.
Every stir, the sound of the thundering. It's so real, I can feel the warmth of a friendly word. So I know I must go to the land of the Pecos, there to stay.